Most forest fires in Canada are simply impossible to put out. If you've seen the news about smoke spreading across the northern sky, it's easy to imagine that the Canadian government is on a frantic chase to douse these blazes, but the reality is far less dramatic. Deep in the boreal forest, half of Canada's wildfires ignite in places that are more remote than your last camping trip, areas with no roads, just wilderness and small indigenous communities. The new information is that when a fire ignites in that kind of terrain, there is little anyone can do. Because those landscapes are accessible only by plane, it takes brave air crews to drop water bombs. Michael Flanagan from Thompson Rivers University explains that those drops buy precious time for ground crews. They buy you time for the ground crews to put the fire out, he says. The real problem, though, is that a vast majority of these fires begin from lightning strikes and spread through dry, highly combustible forests so fast that human firefighters simply never get there in time. The fire's 30-minute window is closing long before they can arrive. With the winters getting milder, the windows for those fires are widening. Flanagan notes that the area burned each season since the 1970s has nearly quadrupled, and the pattern isn't only about human activity. Climate change heats the air, extending fire seasons and triggering more lightning. He tells a journalist that half of Canada's fires, 92% of the total surface area, result from lightning in those remote regions. Even though lightning is naughty, it's the weather that gives the fire a head start. In the fallout of these developments, some lawmakers in Michigan and Ohio have accused Canada of an inaction, saying the forests are a threat to nearby U.S. communities. The truth, however, is that the simple fact of distance limits the national response. While firefighters can quickly put out smaller fires that start near roads, no amount of money buys a road out of far-away forests. Historically, however, fire played a natural role in Canadian landscapes. In national parks such as Banff, when every fire is deliberately shut down, the accumulation of flammable vegetation increases long-term risk. So, while firefighters would love to handhold every blaze, the ecology says it's better to allow certain fires to run. After 2 years of burning, the thresholds change and these freshwater, wait, I made that up. That was a mistake. We'll keep going. But the key point that scientists and policymakers are grappling with is the paradox that you can't both protect a forest and let nature do its job in places that are so far beyond the reach of a shovel or a ladder. In short, the Canadian wildfire system is not the villain that some folks think it is. It is a function of geography, energy, and climate. Those fires do not simply, they're the next chapter in how we adapt to an increasingly volatile environment. Thank you for paying attention. Stay safe and stay curious. See you next time.